What a game. Chicago Bulls lose 144-126 against the Cleveland Cavaliers in their first NBA Cup game. We are going to be breaking it all down here on the CHGO Bulls postgame show.
What's going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome in to CHGO Bulls postgame. Coming to you live from our studios here in West Loop, downtown Chicago. Presented by Sunnyside Cannabis Dispensary. Visit sunnyside.shop for bright buys every day, including 50% off your first 3 online purchases. Just enter promo code HICHGO at checkout to qualify. Exclusions apply. Sunnyside Cannabis Dispensary. Bright buys every day. Only 21 and over and Illinois Med Card holders. What's going on? I'm Peck, Bulls_Peck. That's Big Dave. Bow. BAWL Sports. Will the Go Gottlieb, perfectly coiffed. Will_Gottlieb. And our queen on the controls, the one and only Katie Duffy.
There he is.
Shout out to everybody who hung out with us for our CHGO Bulls live watch-along for tonight's game presented by Coors Light. That was fun. That was an entertaining game. These teams shot the freaking lights out, y'all. And we are excited to break it down with you guys out there in Bulls Nation. Throw us your thoughts on tonight's game in the comments. Hit the like button while you're at it. Throw us a super chat if you're feeling generous tonight. It's the weekend. Why not?
It is the weekend.
You know you're spending money anyway.
Yeah.
It's the weekend.
Thanks for hanging out with us, guys.
1,018 to 1,002. Was that the final score? Oh, no, I'm sorry. 144 to 126. Both of these teams had eclipsed triple digits by the time we reached the fourth quarter. The Cavs shot 86% from the field in the first quarter. The Bulls, in their own right, stayed in this game because they were knocking down a lot of shots of their own, including very efficient stuff from the three-point line. Shout out to Casey Johnson for the stat that the Bulls had their third game already of the season, third of 13, where they hit 20 or more threes. And that still wasn't enough because their defense is just that bad.
Yeah. I honestly thought you were going to say the final score was 525,600 points.
525,600 minutes?
Yeah, that's what I thought you were going.
How do you measure a year, Dave?
You know, you gotta have
I measure it in gray hairs and hating myself as a Bulls fan.
I measure it in laughter, Matt.
Yeah, laughter and love.
Laughter and love, baby.
It must be so much easier that way.
It's so much easier.
I hate myself.
It is so much easier. Come join me on that side of the fence. Or not. Either way, I still love you. But, yeah, man, this game was wild. And I had so much fun watching it. The watch-along was fun. It was cool to do with you guys. But the first quarter and how it started, it was very similar to the last game that we saw the Bulls in Cleveland have. Cleveland gets off to this hot start. Donovan Mitchell goes crazy. Garland goes crazy with him. But the Bulls are just white hot from the three-point line, hitting all of their threes, hitting all their shots. And by the time we get to halftime, both teams have 70 points. It's a 4-point game. As soon as they come out of halftime, Vooch gets an and one to kick it off, and they start over again. But then just like last game in that third quarter, Cleveland went a little cold. The Bulls actually got back in it, took a lead. Coby White went crazy. He was doing his thing tonight, man, from the outside and the inside. Probably my favorite Coby White play was him yelling at the guys not having the assignment correct on offense and then say, well, I got this. Let me just pull this 30-footer on you right now, cash money. And then you get to the fourth quarter, and just like last game, like I've been saying all these games, Will, like when you get to those points in that fourth quarter, it's about who has the guy. Who's got the guy or guys on their team. And the Bulls, unfortunately, don't have that guy on their team. And unfortunately, Cleveland has definitely got that guy in Donovan Mitchell, because even without Mobley, Mitchell was started cooking. And we were waiting for them to hit that dagger three. They actually missed 2 dagger threes. Cleveland did, an opportunity to put the game away. But once they hit it, it was like the floodgates just completely opened up, and they just went on an extra scoring tear because it is the midseason tournament. So, yeah, point differential matters. But, Will, it's just what you keep saying, man. You got to have a guy. And Cleveland keeps showing you that they have that guy in Donovan Mitchell, and you could throw Garland in there too.
Yeah, and, like, the Bulls do have some really good offensive players. It was not Zach LaVine tonight. He really struggled from the field, only 8 points, 4 of 16 shooting, did not make a three. And as you mentioned, the Bulls made 20. So that tells you how poor he played compared to everybody else. And we said this during the game. I actually don't think he had a bad game. Like he didn't shoot the ball well, but he played well. I thought 9 assists, 4 rebounds, only 1 turnover. So I thought he was making plays. He was putting pressure on the defense and he was creating good offense. It just wasn't working for him. And you wonder what the score would have looked like had he gotten going a little bit for himself, because he's, when he misses a few shots, he starts to press a little bit, try to get himself involved. And typically that's where things kind of get a little bit sticky for him. So he didn't play well. Giddey did not play well. We can talk more about him later, but 144 to 126 with 3 minutes and 57 seconds left. The score was 117 to 122. It was a 5-point game. Okay. In the final 3 minutes, the Cavs scored 22 points, 3 minutes, 57 seconds, 22 points compared to 9. They just went on a 22-9 run in 4 minutes. that is just insane.
That is
insane. And you said it. With this being an NBA Cup game, the point differential matters. And there's wide open in Group C because the Celtics lost to the Hawks, who didn't have Trae Young in that game. And so the Cavs are like, this is our opening. I know we're 13-0, but we're not slowing down here at all. And I thought this was going to be a close game. It felt a lot closer. It was a lot closer. But the way they just went off there at the end makes it look like it wasn't, when in reality, I think if Zach makes a few shots here and there, the Bulls easily could have won that game.
No, agreed. Completely agreed. But he was off tonight. Didn't have it. And, they took full advantage.
Yeah, if Zach doesn't have a 4 for 16 night, the Bulls maybe win that game.
It's true.
Very probably win that game. But Zach did have a 4 for 16 night. But I agree with you, Go. It didn't really seem like Zach was ever forcing it too much tonight. It was just the shots weren't falling. Maybe a couple of times. That long 2 he took.
No, he started forcing a little bit.
There was some Zach forcing it tonight, and I didn't like it. Like you said, Dave, you know what it looks like when you're watching a Zach LaVine who is aware that he hasn't scored yet tonight.
He knows it.
And we saw that version of Zach in the second quarter.
Without a doubt.
But to me, you said we can get to it later. Let's get to it now.
Right now!
Because the story of tonight's game, I think, in this ridiculous high-scoring affair, we all know that the Bulls are challenged defensively. Cavs shot the lights out. Bulls shot the lights out, too, to hang in there. Everybody in the comments is talking about Josh Giddey right now. Yes. David Williams, Josh needs to giddy up and go somewhere else. His defense is worse than bad. Let's see who else.
Giddy up.
William Peterson. Let me rephrase. Giddey minus 27 in 15. Oh my God, is that real? Giddey only played 15 minutes tonight, and he was a minus 27.
Yeah, tough game, man. He had a very, very
5
tough
minutes
game.
in the second half.
That's great. He also subbed in at the 7.5 minute mark of the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Picked up a foul. Maybe had a turnover. I can't remember. But then timeout, 5.5 minutes. He was out there for 2 minutes, and then he was benched by Billy coming out of that timeout for the final 5 minutes and change.
What a wild sequence.
That one was Garland. He was in for literally 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And Garland
just cooked him.
Says, you come over here.
Fried.
Yeah. You get the switch, cooks him, pulls up, mid-range jumper, and then next play down, they tried to run, some good ball movement. But they weren't even putting the ball in his hands.
Yeah.
On a lot of those possessions. He was playing off of Dalen Terry, or he was playing out of the corner, which is where.
And then
the
that
Thunder
one possession
put
where
him.
he got it on the break on the left side, and it was just kind of stagnant. He ends up just taking this out of rhythm 3 that he bricked.
Yeah.
But the second part of that sequence after Garland hit that jump shot was swing, find Giddey, cutting to the basket, and he gets blocked by Jarrell. And I think that really just is a microcosm of that game.
Yeah.
And I do not think Giddey. I think this was an exceptionally bad Giddey game. I don't think this is what you can expect from Giddey every game.
Sure.
I think he's better than that. But this is, I think, why you have concerns about trading for him in the first place.
But also with this is the second straight game with him having this kind of game. Excuse me, third straight game with him not playing up to that level that we think he should be playing on. So that becomes a little concerning. Watching the guy that you made this trade for who can't play in the fourth quarter, but also is having bad games throughout the first 3.
It's the 4th straight game in which he has not been on the floor down the stretch of a crunch time situation. The final score did not sound or look like a crunch time game, but the Bulls were within five. And I believe, Katie, if you have that tweet from Casey Johnson, who was in Cleveland tonight, Billy Donovan had some thoughts on why no Josh Giddey after that short stint in the fourth quarter. Here it is.
Hi, Billy.
Donovan, quote, "I've got confidence in Josh. In certain situations, he'll be closing." And as Casey points out, Giddey hasn't closed other than that one out of bounds play that drew the Coby drew the foul in the Knicks win in 4 straight games.
Yeah.
And he also had that subtweet saying that Billy said his reason for starting Ayo over Giddey at the start of the second half is because Giddey's foul trouble and that he liked the way that Ayo was pushing the pace.
Except for Coby and Ayo also had 3 fouls as Giddey.
Correct.
So it wasn't like Giddey had 4 fouls and they had to pull him. It was
so Ayo started the second half with 2 fouls. And then he picked up 2 in quick succession to get to 4 fouls. And that's when Giddey was sent back in. And then Giddey picked up his 4th and then went to the bench.
I wonder if Ayo doesn't pick up that foul. Like, when does Giddey get back in?
Yeah. And it's wild. And what I was saying when I said back-to-back games, I meant not playing well in those back-to-back games.
Right.
Not the fact that you're a liability defensively in 4 straight games. But in the previous games of the Knicks, 5 points, 2 turnovers? Like before those 2 previous games where he got benched, he had 18, he had 18 and 7. And he had 13 and 7 in those previous games. So he was still doing some things, some Josh Giddiness out there. Dang, that was dope. He was still he was nice, right? Thank you, Katie. So I just see her going like, yeah, you're awesome, Dave. Yes, thank you, Katie. She's amazing. She just showers me with so much affection and joy. It's the best. But yeah, man, that last game I don't want this to become that pattern for him. Like the Patrick Williams kind of pattern where you're just like, oh, I can't play you at all. Kind of thing, because that's what is more of an indictment, Will, in this game right here was I taking you out to start the second half. I can argue taking me out in the fourth quarter because, okay, my defense ain't right. This ain't working. This ain't cooking like this. It's kind of like when Joakim Noah would sit in the fourth quarter and Taj Gibson would be in there. I can get that because you can still have a good game. But when you're not having a good game, period, in the first 3 quarters, there's really nothing else to say. And I got to bench you to start the second half. That is a complete problem right there. That is a straight up issue, man. And my God.
And this would be less of a concern if it was like a new emerging issue that we were facing. But like, this is what happened with the Thunder last year. They did not start Giddey in the second half of games. They did not close with Giddey. This was like what was going to happen. And like, you trade for him to put the ball in his hands. They weren't doing that. You trade for him to give him more opportunity to run the offense. It didn't feel like they were doing that. And so, yeah, like when he's out there, if he's not got the ball in his hands, he's not able to really help you as an off-ball player, and he's hurting you on defense. So it's like, yeah, then you got to pull him. But I think that tells you a lot about where Billy's trust is in him, not only as a defensive player, but also running the offense. If they aren't going to run the offense through him, then there really is no good argument to have him out there. And that shows you that, you know, Billy's probably trying to make this work because his bosses just traded for this guy, and he's a young player, and that's the whole point. But there's obviously a disconnect there because the Bulls trade for this guy and they want to play him, and the coach is saying, yeah, well, I'm trying to win, and he's not helping me win. Yeah. And that is just as much of a clash as this trade that I think we were all down on it because this is what we thought was going to happen. And again, it's like, it's one thing if you are facing a new issue or something arises and you have to like problem solve. This is what we thought was going to happen.
Yeah.
Producer HAC in the comments said this is exactly why OKC got rid of Giddey. No way in hell he should have come here and had a red carpet rolled out, especially after Ayo and Coby proved to be a solid backcourt last year. D. Lasso 23, Ayo should be starting. William Peterson, Ayo is better than Giddey, and Billy Donovan knows it. Yeah. Paul, Mata, Buzelis, Giddey is a liability on the floor. Lars, Giddey's defense unplayable right now. Pat seems unlocked as a point forward. If Pa keeps it up, he'll be that certain situation. Well, we could talk about Pat's solid game a little bit later, but yeah, sure. a lot of Giddey angst in the comments, and I'm sorry.
So.
I see this quote from Billy that Casey tweeted. I've got confidence in Josh. In certain situations, Josh will be closing. What situations are those? When you're up or down by 20 in the final 5 minutes?
Or you need somebody to inbounds pass.
It's not matching up.
Situation.
What Billy said post-game is not matching up with what we saw tonight.
True.
We got to take our first break. We will come back and continue to dive into tonight's Bulls loss to the Cavs in the NBA Cup. Get more of your thoughts out there in the comments. Hit the like button and make sure you are subscribed while we are sharing these words from our friends and sponsors.
Friends and sponsors.
One of which is, of course, our friends at Sunnyside Cannabis Dispensary, who are here to help elevate your fall. Sunnyside is your home for judgment-free cannabis shopping. They've got a crazy selection. Over 100 different strains to choose from with easy online ordering and in-store pickup.
Yeah.
Stop in the store nearest you throughout Illinois for expert guidance from their staff and select from quality lines like Cresco and Florical. Also, available right now for a limited time offer only. You got to check out the new variety of Island Vibes products from Good News. Available in disposable vapes, 510 carts, and live resin gummies. Good News Island Vibes for next level staycations. Good News Vibes, destination, relaxation. And Good News Island Vibes, puff, paradise. Visit Sunnyside.shop for bright buys every day, including 50% off. That's 50. Your first 3 online purchases. Just enter promo code HICHGO at checkout to qualify. Exclusions apply. Sunnyside Cannabis Dispensary. Bright buys every day. Only for 21 and over and Illinois Med card holders.
More so than that, Matt, I want to talk about ComEd with you.
I love talking ComEd.
Oh, that's what I know.
Power?
Yes.
Saving?
Yeah.
What?
Come on. Let's have these discussions out here. Because, ComEd can help businesses save money and become more energy efficient. Did you know that?
I did not know that ComEd can do that, Dave.
Oh, man, that is true. The Energy Efficiency Program can help you find up to 35% in energy savings.
Well, that sounds amazing. What do businesses have to do to get all those 35% savings?
Oh, my God. I'm so glad you asked me that, Matt Peck. Just sign up for a free facility assessment at ComEd.com/BIZ.
What? That's it? So why aren't more businesses doing this if it's that simple, Dave?
I don't know. Ain't it crazy out there? I don't know what's going on, man. Maybe they forgot the website or something?
They forgot the what? How do you forget the website? You just told it to me.
Yeah.
ComEd.com/biz. ComEd.com/biz.
One more on them.
ComEd.com/biz.
I got what you did there, though. I got what he did there, though. Terms and conditions apply. Offers are subject to change. Actual savings will vary by customers' energy usage and rate. The ComEd Energy Efficiency Program is funded in compliance with state law. There's no such thing as a weaker sex. Oh, yes. Brilliant, man.
Wake up, sister.
But she's beyond Thunderdome right now.
They don't call him musical theater legend Matt Peck for nothing.
You better know it. Hey, shout out to What the Quaff, because it made me laugh when he said, I like the way you work it. No giggity. Very good. Very good. That definitely made me laugh. Well done.
What the Quaff? Putting in a Goon of the Night performance these last couple of games.
Being a little biased.
Do you think it's the other person who had that Quagmire picture and the Giggity username who changed his name to What the Quaff? Do you think that's who that is? Because I haven't seen Giggity tonight.
That's very good.
I don't think I saw him on Wednesday either.
Yeah.
What the Quaff? Reveal yourself.
Reveal yourself. I'm ashamed of my quaff. I cannot show it in front of you, Coach.
But while we were in break, Giddey had an interesting quote from KC.
Okay.
He said, I wouldn't have played myself if I was Billy either. I was bad on both ends.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
And, to me, Giddey has, he's so self-aware. He's so reflective. He understands his strengths and weaknesses, and he's not afraid. He's not afraid of them. He addresses them in the media. He's talked about them. I think that's a really positive sign for a guy. If you're talented and you work hard and you know what you need to work on, you're probably going to improve on those things. And he's done and said all the right things, but we just haven't seen the results of that. And so in no way am I writing him off forever, but it is concerning when the stuff that you thought was going to happen starts to happen and it's not good stuff.
And it's concerning that it's this early. You know what I mean? That's even more concerning. Early benchings by a team is never a good thing, man. I immediately think of Patrick Williams last year getting benched and in favor of a guy like Torrey Craig and how we were in here going in about that because guess what? It's not a good thing to start the season like that. So it's even worse, though, when it's a guy like Josh Giddey. And, again, it's not even the fourth quarter that I'm tripping on. It's more of the just starting the second half. And I'm like, no, bro, I don't need you out here today. And it took 2 fouls immediately for me to even put you right back into the game, to give you an opportunity to do that. So that's what's more damning to me, is Billy felt that you couldn't even play to start this game. Not that you couldn't contribute, but you couldn't play, dog. Like, I couldn't even have you out there. And the Bulls, I mean, these players have, you know, a bunch of flaws, you know what I'm saying, on their team. But when your flaw is it's glaring enough that I can't put you out there on the floor in a game where in that first half, defense was not a thing.
No.
Guys were just moving and scoring and doing things. I mean, I just think Giddey's got a lot to work on, man. Like, even his 3-point shot, I pointed that out to you, Matt. I don't even like the way his knees go in when he's shooting that shot. Like, just buckle. His knees like kind of buckle, and then he takes this shot. Man, he's got a lot to work on, man. And it's a little concerning when you're like, no, let me go here. And I talked about this with Ayo and how, like, if I was Ayo, yeah, I would be upset if I played like that last year. And then you bring another guy in here and just give him my spot like that, even though I played like that.
Happy about it?
I don't think he's happy at all about it. But Ayo is showing it on the floor. He is out there playing and balling and doing something every single night to help contribute to this team to try to win, even when his shot's not falling like it was. It fell a little bit better tonight, for sure. But, man, Ayo was out there doing his thing tonight. Like, he was going tit for tat on a few of those plays with Garland, man. And he's just showing you, man, like, it's still an open trial. It's nothing locked in. Nothing is concrete. It's still an open thing at that point guard position, man. And Billy Donovan benching him just definitely showed you that.
And I always said that, like, you know, he's said, like, of course I want to start games. I'm not, like, complaining about it, but, like, that's everybody should want to. That's being a competitor. Yeah. But, like, what's important to me is being out there in the closing moments.
Sure.
And he's earned that. He has earned that.
I mean, it is nice as a fan to hear a player say that, like Giddey did. Like, hey, yeah, like I wouldn't have closed with me either. I wouldn't have played me either. I was having a bad night. It is, I think, a rare level of self-awareness and honesty that you don't usually get from professional athletes. And you know, not to pick on him, but just like comparatively, we got a report earlier this offseason that there's still beef between Zach and Billy because of the one time Billy benched him when Zach was 1 of 15 in the fourth quarter of a game.
Let it go.
Like, dude, let it go. And Giddey tonight just comes out and says, yeah, I would have benched myself if I was Billy Donovan. But good on Josh for being that open and that honest and that self-aware.
Sure.
The bigger problem is that this is still an AK problem and a roster construction problem.
Correct.
Shamla 529 in the comments just said, can we cut our losses and let Giddey walk at the end of the season rather than giving him $30 million a year? Somebody else in the comments said, so we really just traded Alex Caruso for nothing. And I am sitting here 13 games into a season as a Bulls fan saying, yes, we did trade Alex Caruso for nothing because Goat said, here's the test. Does Josh Giddey make your team better?
Yeah.
Because he got played off the floor in OKC. Maybe it was circumstantial. We need to find that out. We found it out, and it only took 13 freaking games. The Bulls lost Alex Caruso for nothing. Congratulations.
Yay.
What are we doing here? I respect Josh Giddey, his efforts and his talents as a professional and his openness with the media. I really do. But it took us a baker's dozen. Took us a baker's dozen to find out that Josh Giddey does not belong in this team's long-term future plans. AK and Eversley, what the hell do you intend to do about that? We going to hear from you soon? Probably not. But what the hell do you intend to do about that? God, this organization drives me crazy.
Yeah. Come on.
But it makes you happy then that they didn't rush into an extension or feel like their hands were tied. They traded for this guy. Now they have to re-sign him. Like, I don't know what the end result is. And obviously we've got, 68 games more to play.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, 69 games more to play. So there's a lot more time for him to improve, for him to figure these things out, for him and the coaching staff to come to a better understanding of like what he needs to do in order to be out there. But yeah, I mean, they could have doubled down on a bad decision by making it worse, which they have done before.
Yeah, they have.
And they didn't do that. So there's a positive there. Dude, doesn't make the trade any better. But.
No, it doesn't. And knowing that it was a straight up trade, which none of us really understood. And again, I kept saying to you, Matt, even during the game, like, dude, if I walked away with something from that, at least I could feel a little bit better. But I just I can't feel anything right now when the main dude you traded for, who I'm like, well, why? You got two of them dudes already on your team, with the third dude coming back off of injury, who we'll get into soon. So you had all these guards already on your squad, and you go and get Josh Giddey. And again, for me, it wasn't an indictment against Giddey. And I kept saying that. It's not an indictment against him and his game. It's like, yeah, he's cool. But it's like when you make these kind of trades, these straight up trades, which honestly in the NBA rarely kind of happen. Because why do you think cash considerations was a thing here in Chicago? Because it rarely kind of happened when you just traded a player.
So much so that it's the name of a Bulls podcast.
And shout out to that pod, Big J. What up, bro? And it's just like, dude, it's so much of a thing that it just really doesn't happen when it's that kind of straight up. And you walk away with just that. So then all your hope, whether you want to or not, you're pinning everything on Josh Giddey. All the hopes, all the dreams, he's got to get this done because you walked away with just that. So that was your only chip, and you're putting everything on him, which isn't fair, in my opinion, put it all on him, but that's the game. That's what it is right here. So for him to come out and to have these games and Billy to recognize it this early, and again, for me, it ain't that fourth, even though that's an issue. It ain't that. It's when I come out after the half, a game where it's 77-73, where we're not even playing what you don't do well, which is defense. It's not happening in this game. Not happening in that first half. So come out in that second half. Okay, let's see what's up. What's going on? Oh, no, you can't even play that either because your thing is transition, having the ball, facilitating. It wasn't good enough. That's what Billy just told us. It wasn't good enough and wasn't going to help us win. That's what he said, and that for me is more damning and more indicting on AK, and not on Giddey, but just more so on AK because they're the ones who made that trade to bring him in and got nothing else. It was just him.
And then there's also the element of trying to get Giddey to continue to improve and develop. And one of the things that he and I talked about when I did that Q&A with him earlier on the season was his confidence and the way that he played last year and the way that he fell out of the rotation, all that stuff hurt his confidence, and that impacts his play. He gives this quote to the reporters today. This is via Joe Colley on Twitter. It pisses me off to be on that side of the ball and be like that. As I said in the preseason, I wanted to be better on that side of the ball, and I thought I was making steps in the right direction. To have a night like I did, it kind of kills your confidence. And
I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, you don't want to hear
man.
About a young player who plays badly and then loses confidence in himself because, look, I'm not Giddey does some things well. You need him to do he needs the ball in his hands in order to do those things. Yeah. But if him getting cooked by Darius Garland, which is he's not the only person that's happened to. No. Darius Garland's a very good player. But if that hurts his confidence, how does that bleed into his offensive game? And I think you saw that tonight where he just didn't give you much on that side of the ball either. And now that's where you're really in trouble is you can't even rely on him to do good things on the offensive end that build confidence, that get him engaged on the defensive end. It's all cyclical. It all connects.
Yeah, correct.
And so this is a bad sign. It's one game out of 82.
Sure.
The trend has not been great.
No.
I'm not saying it's over, but it is a bad direction that it seems things are heading right now. And I don't know what the intervention is. How do you fix this? How do you get him feeling confident? How do you get him improving on that end? Or is it just physical limitations that he's just not going to be able to overcome? I just don't know.
Because what's wild, Will, is if he's already talking about his confidence and then you get benched at halftime.
That's what I'm saying. It's not good.
Not good at all, man.
And again, that reinforces this idea of is Billy Donovan there to build up the young player's confidence, or is he there to try to win games? Yeah. And clearly, the answer is he's trying to win games.
He made his decision. Yeah.
Clearly. And so that should scare you a little bit about the direction of this team and what they're doing with their draft pick. And they looked pretty good tonight, all things considered. Giddey did not have a good game. Zach didn't play great. If you get something closer to neutral from those guys, they probably win this game.
Sure.
And they didn't. Cavs did not have Evan Mobley, but they are 14-0 now. They're the best team in the league in terms of record.
And the Bulls have given
them two good fights. They should be a young team that's feeling confident and feeling like the media, all these people like underestimated us. We should be better than this. And it just feels like it's gone the other direction now. And you have all these conflicting and opposing viewpoints of what does the coach want to do? What do the players want to do? What does the front office want to do? Like, what is the long term? What is the short term? It's just there doesn't seem like there's any unifying goal. It does not seem like they're all rowing in the right direction. And that is a problem.
Well, down the stream.
Problems. Bulls fans are used to those. We got to take one more quick break. When we come back, we'll continue to dive into thoughts on tonight's Bulls loss to the Cavs, more of y'all's thoughts from the comments. Keep those comments coming. Throw us a super chat if you're feeling generous. Make sure you also subscribe to that CHGO Sports YouTube channel. Right back after this.
Right back. Yeah.
Tonight's show brought to you by, let me ask you real quick, Big Dave. What time is it?
Game time! Who?
Game Time ticketing app has a new feature called Game Time Picks, y'all. That makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Not just your favorite teams, your favorite bands, your favorite theater productions, your favorite stand-up comics. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only the incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. And how well do we all know that fight of trying to search through all of the dozens of rows and dozens of different ticketing apps? And no, Game Time just takes it and makes it way easier for you with Game Time Picks. Curation that makes it easier to save more on sports, concerts, comedy, and theater. Also, check out their all-in pricing toggling feature that allows you to show your price total up front. No surprise fees at checkout. One of the other things that is driving people crazy about buying tickets to things these days.
How much?
The secret hidden fees. The this fee, the that fee, the processing fee, the service fee, the
H2O fee.
My buddy James needs a tip fee. Who's James?
The oxygen fee.
Just tell me the price of the ticket. Game Time takes care of that for you. I need the oxygen fee. Also, of course, something that matters greatly to certain people. The seat views. You can get a panoramic view of the stadium, of the venue, whatever it is, from your exact seat that you are thinking about buying a ticket for in the app before you buy it. Of course, also the lowest price guarantee, and Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference if you find the exact same ticket, same seat, for a cheaper price on a different ticketing service. Game Time ticket coverage also, you are covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. I'm talking like even job loss protection. Bought a ticket, layoffs.
Layoffs?
They got your back. Layoffs? Shout out Jim Mora.
I was late to the show.
Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time Picks. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code CHGO to get $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CHGO for $20 off. Download Game Time today because, well, go, golly, what time is it?
Game time.
Damn right.
I like that. Very nice. Very pleasant. Chicago Sports Network. This is the new home of the Blackhawks, Bulls, and White Sox games. CHSN will broadcast more than 300 live games per year across the Hawks, Bulls, and White Sox, and will feature a full lineup of original Chicago-focused sports content. They are Chicago-based, they are Chicago-built, and they are Chicago to the bone. And they're bringing it to every corner of Chicago across all of the beautiful 77 neighborhoods and beyond. At CHSN, Chicago comes first. Visit CHSN.com for more info on how to watch the Bulls, Hawks, and White Sox games all season long. And after you watch those awesome games, tune in here to the post-game shows here on CHGO for CHGO Blackhawks, CHGO White Sox, and, of course, CHGO Bulls.
That's right. Hey, the direct-to-consumer streaming service is available today.
It is. How about you give us a like for that?
Yeah.
Give us a like. Katie wants the likes.
I like Katie's new, over the last week or so, strategy of just typing more likes on giant font on her laptop and turning it around to show us.
I just like when she holds it up because it reminds me of John Cusack holding up his radio. Saying it outside. That's all I think of.
So the first few times she's done it, it's confused me a little bit because I think she's holding up like the hey, we need to take a break sign. I'm like, we just took a break. What do you mean?
Oh no, that's you thinking ahead while she's turning it around. That's all that is, though.
Yep.
No, just let her do her gig,
I'm-
and she'll care. She got it.
Always thinking ahead, Dave.
Oh, this is fair. This is fair. She's doing what she do, and she's always thinking ahead too.
Hey.
That's how she rolls, man.
Julie said, "Thank you guys for a super fun watch along. Had a blast.
Thank
L
you.
and all. Thank you for joining us, Julie. And once again, happy birthday. Sorry the Bulls couldn't get the dub for you, but if you just look down the road a little further, maybe you'll feel better about tonight's L.
Maybe.
Come join us, won't you?
Come ahead.
Kimberly also just threw us a $10 super chat. Thanks, Kimberly, saying so thankful to have found you all. We can get through this season with humor, facts, and hats.
Oh,
That's
I love
right,
that.
Kim.
Humor,
There you
facts,
go.
and hats.
You get us.
Humor, facts, and hats.
That's
That
righty.
just described all of us. Humor, facts, hats. Well done. You didn't like
Different
the
order there. No, Dave is humor.
I said
Obviously,
me.
Will is facts.
I did
That's
that.
what he said.
Oh, I thought you went the other way.
No,
Never
this is
mind.
exactly what I did.
All right, I'm gonna shut
That's
up.
you
now.
thinking ahead.
I'm gonna shut up. Now.
That's you thinking ahead.
I mean, talk about pigeonholing us.
Yeah. You know?
What are you saying? I don't have facts sometimes or humor sometimes? I'm just hats.
Yeah, Katie.
Dave wears
No,
hats.
wait, I did not make the comment.
You
Let's
inserted
chill.
yourself. You deal with it.
Oh, goodness.
What about Patrick Williams tonight, man?
Yeah, I was just going to go there.
Of course you were, because guess what? Same brain.
Same brain. I saw people in the comments saying, like, Giddey, like, and the Giddey vibes ruined that awesome Patrick Williams game. Patrick Williams, 34 minutes tonight. He did not
I thought
get
you were gonna
benched.
say 34 points. I was like, oh boy, are
34
you in
big
for
points.
a real treat if that's what you think.
No, but once again, just like he did on Wednesday, flirted with giving Dave those 20 points.
Yes, he did.
Finished with 17 points tonight on 5 of 7, 4 of 5 from downtown. Once again, got to the free throw line, 2 trips, 3 of 4 from the free throw line, and a career high 9 assists.
Wow.
Look, we like to poke fun at the Pat dribble, penetration, pass
Yes.
out because I'm a little scaredy cat. But tonight, it worked out for him.
It did. It
Because
did.
he was penetrating and dishing and finding teammates. And tonight, no one was missing.
No.
So kudos to Pat, who just had a career high 9 assists.
Yeah, well, we talked about it at halftime, kind of how he kind of fell into one of those shots with the left-handed layup, just a swooping arm like
Jelly
a pterodactyl, just flowing that thing up there. So that was cool, but it was the assist, though. He was very good on that, finding the open man inside and outside. Definitely got Vooch some easy looks. Coby White, who was on fire, and it also helps when your guys are hitting all the shots. And I mean, as Will said, they are hitting all the shots.
Yeah, I feel like we glossed over that because we were talking about it so much during the live stream. Okay,
Go for it,
Bulls 51, 47.5, 80 shooting splits. 20 made threes. Cavs 55, 49, 87 and a half.
Wow.
55, 49, 21 made threes, 49%,
That's pretty good.
and 87.5 on free throws. Effective field goal percentage, Bulls 62.5, Cavs 66. I mean, that is just ridiculous.
Very.
So the shot making this game was outrageous.
Yeah.
The Bulls 23s is like incredible, 47%. I mean, if you hit 23s on 47%, you're going to win. Like 99 out of 100 times, you're going to win that game.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a matter of can you get some stops, and obviously they couldn't because the Cavs were also making everything. And so yeah, that definitely helped Patrick with the assists. I thought he had some nice entry passes to Vooch.
He did.
I thought, like, generally speaking, the drives were better. You look at like his actual shots that he was taking, it was a lot of threes, 4 of 5. You can't always count on that, but he got to the free throw line for 3 of 4. He had a couple of drives where he didn't end up getting the shot, or he passed out of it when he should have. But like, to me, this was a game we talk a lot about, like Patrick's having a flash, or he's, only shown flashes. Like, this is a game where he showed flashes. He still had a good game, but like he showed flashes of I can drive, or I know when to be physical. I know when to go up. I know when I've got Darius Garland on me and I can go to the block and call for the ball.
Yeah.
Like, there was a lot of that you've seen over the last 4 or 5 games from him. That is different. And to me, that is him showing flashes of being a better player.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, he just made 4 of his threes tonight and that's why he had
Right.
17 points.
Exactly.
Like, I think there's a lot more positives out of this than, obviously had a couple of turnovers there in the second half, but like the way he is playing, and it's not always perfect. There's still mistakes, and you can see the gears moving on drives where it's like, yeah, this was one where actually you shouldn't have passed it out.
Right.
You had the angle, or you had the spin back here, or whatever it might have been. So there's still like a lot of growth, and I think that's a good thing. But when you see him making the right play sometimes,
Right.
and then also making the wrong play, Like, to me, that's more exciting than he just had one really good game. Like, you're seeing him consistently make the same plays and still mess up sometimes, still get it right. And those are the ones where it's like, I can actually start to see how he could be more of an efficient offensive player, even if the shot isn't going in that night. And we've seen that last couple nights.
Yeah, and not to harp on the flaws, but I just wanted to point that out when you said that. The first thing that came to mind was when he's making that move to the bucket, it's still not 100% move. You know what I mean? Like, it's still like, I'm not totally committed to doing this, and I don't know how it's going to turn out, so I'm going to hit these 2 dribbles and I'm going to hit this pass. So I watched when Wade was trying to guard him, and he made that move to the bucket, and Wade put his body on him, and it was like a flea hit him. You know, it was like he didn't move. He's so super strong that he can get to that bucket and get that layup and get to the foul line. I promise you, he would have 8 free throws a game if he, instead of looking for that pass, just went up strong for a lay-in. Notice I ain't saying a jump shot or nothing. I'm talking about as soon as he makes that move, he's in the paint, and he's too big for them to stop, that he can just literally lay that joint in. Now, that's up to him mentally, because that's what we've been dealing with Patrick Williams for these past kind of few years. It is good to see him be consistent with his numbers and with his game, because you're watching it grow, and you're watching it grow. Again, year 6, I'm not giving him no excuses, and I appreciate him playing like it's no excuses out there. Like, oh no, I should be doing this. And Will, you said this, like, these aren't things he couldn't have done last year, especially passing the ball, getting other teammates involved and doing things like that. He could have been doing that for sure. For whatever reason, he wasn't. But now he is. We're seeing it consistently that now he's getting more involved in doing those things. And I like it. He's actually jumping up and getting rebounds. Like, me and Matt go crazy for that kind of stuff right there. Like, it was just very exciting to see it kind of start to come together. And it still has a long way to go until it comes together, but we're starting to see what the puzzle pieces going in the right place are looking like.
This is the first stretch of games where I felt like he was progressing.
Yeah.
In a while. And it just felt like he was kind of existing there. He's making some good plays, but it didn't feel like he was really like doing anything to add to his game. And I feel like you're seeing a lot more of that because you're seeing a lot more of him.
Yeah.
And again, I don't think this is a situation where like this stuff was not available to him last year. It was. He could have been doing all this stuff last year with DeMar. Like, it was not a situation where DeMar was holding him back. I really do not believe that.
Right.
But at the same time, we have seen a lot more of him with the ball in his hand. We've seen a lot more aggression from him. I think we could have seen that last year because we noticed Dalen Terry a lot. And I mean, it could have been a similar situation there. But I just feel like Patrick's, you see the way he's thinking through some of his drives, and it just feels like there's progress there in terms of understanding what is the right play. And there's still going to be mistakes. There's still going to be errors, but like, to me, you need to have reps at doing that in order to learn from your mistakes. Yeah. If you go out there, you mess up, and then you don't get another chance at it, you're not going to be able to correct that mistake.
True.
Or maybe you do it 2 months later and you make the mistake again, and then you get pulled. But it's like, I need more reps to be able to build that confidence. And we just have not seen that yet from Pat. And again, he's had the minutes to do it. He just hasn't had the mentality or had the aggression to go out there and do that within his role. Yeah. And I think his role hasn't changed that much. It's just that obviously the system has changed around him, and his confidence and willingness to do what he needs to do within that, I think, has changed.
I mean, it's
I like how you put that.
Just in the comments said, I have to admit, got to give P. Will some flowers tonight. Keep it up, young, high-priced Padawan. Patrick Williams tonight put up double figures for his 5th straight game. He had 12, going back to the Minnesota loss on November 7th. 12, 10, 13, 18, and tonight, 17. Those are Patrick Williams' point totals in their last 5 games. It is wild to me that is noteworthy, but that is noteworthy.
It is.
And in the meantime, simultaneous to that, he had a game with 7 rebounds, 10 rebounds, 6 rebounds. He also had a game with 0 rebounds. But tonight, 9 assists.
Yeah.
Being more involved. It's like, look, small sample size, and I'm not going to be throwing any kind of Patrick Williams, and I love that 5-year, $90 million contract parade down the streets of Chicago anytime soon. Show us more. But he does appear to have more of a pulse in these last 5 games, and I prefer the version of Patrick Williams that has a pulse as opposed to the one that we've seen most of for the last 4 years of his NBA career, of his Bulls career, of no pulse. We know what no pulse Pat looks like, and it's maddening. He is, like, if I did this to his wrist tonight after the game, I'd be like, oh, yeah. Oh. Not only do you have a pulse,
it's beating,
but that heart rate is up a little bit.
It's up there, man.
It's almost where mine is as a fan who's in terrible shape.
Sweat.
Let's get your heart rate where mine is, Pat.
Don't do that, Pat. I don't know.
But small sample size.
Yeah.
Please, Pat, show us more.
Yeah.
I promise I won't make fun of you if you keep playing like a player who looks like he gives a damn and wants to compete.
Can I just add one more thing to that? Because
Please
I think what you're saying makes me feel like there's actually even more upside. Like when he starts to scratch the surface of something new, like to me, that's where it's like, okay, I can like figure some of this stuff out and now do it more consistently instead of just like, I mean, what if every single drive he made the right call or 95% of the time instead of 50% of the time? Now, maybe he's scoring 20 or maybe he's scoring 18 more consistently. And even though he's not shooting 75% on threes, like I just feel like he's expanded his horizons a little bit in terms of what he can actually do out there. And now if he gets good and consistent at it, that can be a good player. Whereas before it was just like, he was fine as a defender and 3-point shooter, and that's okay. And like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Maybe he can like do a better job of like attacking closeouts here and there and pulling up. But like, that was kind of what his game looked like. Right now, I feel like it looks like a different game where he's driving more. He's more aggressive. He's passing more out of that. It just feels like he's open to doing more things, and he has to get good at them. And he has to figure out how to really get to his spots and do the things that he needs to do. But to me, this is like one of the first games where I feel like he's actually got some more upside. Yeah.
I mean, we saw him have a tip dunk last game, and we threw a party along with Billy Donovan. Shout out to you. That was an awesome party. But also in this game, we saw him, Will, when Jared Allen tries to go to the bucket, him put both of his hands on the ball and defend it and take it no, bro, I'm strong like that. Like, I haven't seen that since his rookie year. The first play I thought of was his rookie year. I don't know if y'all remember that block he had when they played Phoenix, and I can't remember who went up with one hand, but he just went.
He blocked Ayton.
Yes, thank you. Yeah. He went up and he just cuffed that joint with one hand. That's kind of where Stacey, started calling him Paul and those things like that. But that's where it happened, and these are the things, the little tiny things that I like seeing from him. So it's like, yes, I'm watching him build. I'm watching him grow. I'm watching him stack and get better and better and more confident each day. And that's why the sweat is dripping off the brow. That's why the shoulders are wet, because the man is out there playing, man. And I like also, Will, it didn't feel like he was forcing anything either. It felt like, because he didn't score early on, but it felt like he was letting the game kind of come to him, which is something I've rarely seen him do. Usually he's forcing something like, oh, let me take my shot. All right. And then everybody else can do what they want to do, and I'm just going to be over here. No, it's like he was surveying, watching, letting everybody do their thing, and then he started doing things when he knew they needed it. The defensive stops he had, he understood that they needed it. I actually showed him, they showed him with some fire and that pulse when he's hit that shot, man, and he's over there doing this. After he hits this three, he's clapping it up. I'm like, who is this human being? This is the more the stuff you need to see, because it's in him, which is why we're always on him, because we know it's in him, dog. We know it's something there. And again, before the season, I said, dude, if this dude averages 15 and 7, I would throw a parade. I would be ecstatic if he does those things. This is why, because you can see him doing this on a consistent basis, putting up the numbers that he's doing and affecting the game the way he's affecting it.
Yes, indeed. And as Katie just reminded you one more time, hit that like button if you're hanging out with us on YouTube and haven't hit the like button yet. What are you waiting for?
Don't make her do it again.
If you're sitting here watching, unless you hate watching, I'm like,
that's cool.
That's fine. Okay. But hit the like button.
Look how amazing we look.
Guys, I did say at some point in that watch along that Modest had a really good run of minutes in that first half.
Yeah.
And that I was going to be cranky if he didn't get any minutes in the second half. He did not get any minutes in the second half.
Crank it up.
I'm not. I'm not like I've already got my rage out of the way.
Well, he got it after they went on their run in the fourth quarter, and Billy took everybody out and put him in.
He did get in there for the mop up final
And hit a
90
three.
seconds or whatever.
And hit a three.
Pop up modest.
Yeah.
He did hit that three to finish
Pop up
3
modest.
of 3 from downtown
Yes.
for 9 points.
He did.
But he was plus double digits in the first half, plus
Yeah.
minus wise.
Yeah.
2 of 2 from downtown.
Correct.
Okay. It's an NBA Cup game. There are stakes at hand.
Yeah.
I get that Billy's like, I'm not going to play the Rook in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
But the Rook positively impacted the game in the first half.
He did.
He showed you motor. He showed a willingness to take open looks.
He did.
He had a great block under the basket again.
He did.
How many great blocks have we already seen from Modest this season?
Yeah, man.
He is active on defense. This team, what does it not have? Any activity on defense. You want to talk about a rookie needing to earn minutes? What the hell do you call those minutes for Modest in the first half tonight? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Because I thought it was a youth movement.
He needs to do.
He's the youthiest of the youth.
He needs to do what, man? How you say that? What
What?
minutes he needs to earn? How you got to earn minutes? How you say that? You were so in the trance, you didn't even feel yourself how you said that, brother. We felt the earn minutes. Like you with that, dog. That
Oh,
was
you're just
awesome.
talking about the way I said earn?
Yeah, but earn minutes. It was like, man, it was like Megatron.
I love how he goes, I got my rage out of the way.
Right.
I did. I got my rage out of the way with the Giddey
Earn
stuff.
Earn minutes.
Go for real. Don't give me that BS about a rookie needing to earn their minutes and then watch what Modest did in the first half and then not play him in the second half.
I'm good.
Completely
I got
agree.
my rage out of the way.
I agree. This is just residual. This is leftover rage.
That was so
Yeah, I
funny.
had. You know what I mean?
Oh my god.
Just know I've got a whole bag of rage with your name on it.
Go ahead and throw the hat, Matt. It'll make you feel better. Throw the hat.
No, I'm good. I'm good right now.
He's not in that.
I just why?
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 Yeah, I agree. I mean, Modest played very, very well. Like, very, very well, man. Like, again,
And you decided you couldn't play one of your starters in the second half.
and
So
he
there
still
are
couldn't
minutes
get in.
to be had.
And he still couldn't get in. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. And again, like the same thing I said during the watch along about Julian Phillips, like not even talking about him while he's out there because he's just doing his job correctly. That's what Modest was out there honestly doing, was his job correctly. He's gonna have the flaws. We know that. We saw Donovan Mitchell put one on him. You know what I mean? And put a little strength on him. Like, we already know he needs to get to the gym. We get all that. But dude, like, he was out there scoring, you know, and that's what he does. And the concern about the knock on him was the three-point shooting. Well, they was hitting tonight. The three-point shooting was on point tonight. So we want to see more of that and him get more of that opportunity. So I don't know what else he needs to do to earn more minutes. Like, but in 8 minutes, he was a +8. So he's got to get out there. Like, it's not even, for me, it's not even, oh man, let me go see what he is, or let's just put him out there to see what happens kind of thing anymore. It's more of a, oh man, he's actually contributing like to this team. He's actually doing something very well that can help the Chicago Bulls. Why don't we put those kind of players out there on the floor? Allow him to have that opportunity to see what it is, because we know Billy will do it if he got that belief in you. Shout out Ayo Dosunmu. So I don't know what else he needs to do to get that belief in Billy, to get, you know, Modest back out there on the floor. But that's what needs to happen. But yeah, he's got to play.
I think that's absolutely it. He needs to gain Billy's trust. And maybe that just doesn't happen until the clock strikes January and like the Bulls are kind of doing their second half of the year things. But I think it just takes some time. We saw him do good things, but that doesn't mean that every single play he's consistently where he needs to be on the defensive end. Like,
he's a rookie.
Exactly. There's also stuff that I think we're just not going to be able to see or recognize about what his assignment is or what the game plan is that he is or is not executing. And so I totally agree. And I think part of it was that Julian and Dalen were playing well in the second half. Like, if they came out and did not play well, I think Modest would have had another chance in there.
Okay.
But, you know, I think it seems political. I mean, you think about, he's the first one off the bench.
Okay.
He's coming into the first quarter, and then you don't really see him again for the rest of the game. Like, I think they probably want him in there. They want to show him off a little bit to the fans who, you know, get there in the first quarter, get them excited about something. And then when Billy's trying to win a game, he's got his guys in. And in the second half, that's winning time. Like, Like that's when they gotta either make a run or hold off a run and close out.
Wanted to quickly shout out MJ Unleashed in the comments, who said, "Hey guys from the Philippines, what's up? It's gonna be a hell of a ride for the Bulls. Hope they lock up that draft pick. We're just pieces away to compete big time. #CRed." Shout out and love to all y'all out there in Bulls Nation repping in the Philippines. There's a lot of Bulls fans in the Philippines.
A lot of Bulls fans in the Philippines.
It's cool.
Man. Hey, shout out to Paul for saying, go ahead and make sure you get your likes so Katie can sing the Empire jingle.
That's right.
Shout out to you, Paul.
That's right.
Shout out to you. We saw it. Good out to you, Paul. Oh, we're making a movement out of this. I like it.
Let's go. I also like how there's just plenty of people laughing at my expense about the whole, like, I got the rage out of the way. And everybody in the comments was like, Peck, come on. Like, no, you didn't.
Like,
Not their first time tuning into this show.
Shout out to our guy Amari in the comments who said maybe Billy doesn't think Modest's conditioning is there yet.
Well, then play him.
I think the physicality part is big.
I think
like
the physicality part that
That's
you were
true.
touching on for sure. I saw him get blown by and bullied a couple of times tonight.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. He's got to learn.
He's got to learn and, hit the gym. Hit the gym after the game. Hit the gym before the game. Hit the
That's
gym
right.
when you wake up. Hit the gym when you get up from your afternoon nap. Hit the gym.
That's right.
And I know it sounds silly of me to say that to a young 19-year-old man while I'm just sitting in a chair drinking a beer.
You know what?
Hit the gym. I'm not getting paid millions of dollars to play basketball.
Fair point.
So
You would be in the gym.
I'm
if you
getting
were
paid
doing that.
not millions to talk about it.
Yes.
You go to the gym.
Maybe he got his rage out.
I think it's all gone now.
It's all done. So it's all done?
I think it's all gone.
Okay. All right. We'll see. We'll see. We'll find out.
Let's just not bring up Josh Giddey again.
Oh, man.
That got me real cranky.
They did. Little riled. Little riled.
Okay,
up
guys.
there.
So the Bulls now 0-1 in the NBA Cup. They got another NBA Cup game around the corner. What's the next one? Atlanta? Yeah. On
Tuesday?
right?
No, on Friday. A week from tonight.
Oh, a week from now. On Friday. Okay.
Is their next Cup game
Gotcha.
against the Atlanta Hawks.
All right.
Then they got Wizards 11-26.
Is that a home game for the Hawks? Is that a home game for the Bulls?
Hawks
Hawks
one
home,
is at
Wizards
home.
away. and
Wizards
then
away,
Boston.
Celtics home.
So that will
29th
also be
at
when
home.
they bring out their new jerseys, correct?
Oh, yeah, the City Editions.
Mm-hmm.
United Center.
Katie loves them. Katie
Is that
loves them.
right?
I
Do they do
like
that for the-
them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Katie
You
likes
liked
them.
them?
I like them.
I
I've told
like
you
them.
guys that. I
They
like
they
them.
look
See?
exactly like the Mavs City Editions from last season.
Yeah.
No,
Exactly.
but it's like based on the United Center, which I think is cool.
It's a building.
Yeah, but it's something that's like just for people who have gone to the game, which I like. Some person in Texas who's never come to a Bulls game wouldn't get it, but we get it because we've been there.
I mean, there's Bulls fans. We were just literally shouting out Bulls fans in the Philippines. We had somebody in our watch along saying what's up from Hungary. Like,
And I love
there are
that.
Bulls fans all over the world who've never been in the United Center.
Yeah, and I think I just like that they're really appreciating the fans who go to the games. I think that's a nice touch.
You know what those fans are, Katie?
I know.
The fans who go to the United Center all the time.
I know, Matt.
This mediocre or sub-mediocre BS.
I know.
They're the fake fans. They're not the real fans.
I
They're
know.
the fake
They're the
fans?
ones that are keeping Jerry's pockets full despite the crap product on the floor. Yeah, let's honor those fans who packed this building for that reason, because we want to go see the Duncan race.
We just gonna disagree on that one, bro. There ain't no fake fan, bro. If we're talking going to see the game, nah.
At a point in the past, at many points in the past, I, a diehard Bulls fan, was in that building as a real fan.
Like last year. Like I said in the past, like 10 years ago, when I was swilling beers and eating dipped Italian beefs, I said,
I don't think it's a secret who I was rooting for in that Bulls game, that takeover, Dave. I don't think it's a secret to anyone here who tunes into our show. I don't.
So verbal abuse?
Whatever.
And there's more
And there's
rage.
more rage.
Exactly, Carlos.
Good night.
Exactly. Who you talking to? Like, seriously. Like, we ain't all watched this movie.
Oh, my God. It's okay. It's fine.
It's all right. It's all right.
It's fine.
It's all right.
Bulls get to try again on Sunday.
Mhm.
Bulls hosting the Houston Rockets on a Bears Sunday, on a Bears-Packers Sunday.
Yes.
Why?
Yeah.
Can we postpone this one? Can we cancel it? I'm going to be in such a SHIT mood for that 6 p.m. tip-off. Oh, God.
Like it's only a post game there.
Yeah. So we are going to Knicks pregame on Sunday, y'all, just for the record, because we're going to have, obviously, so noon kickoff, Bears-Packers, then somewhere around 3 or 3:30 we'll have a live CHGO Bears postgame, and then from there, I think we got, Briggs and Brown hanging out, so it's, like just for the sake of Bears fandom, we're going to Knicks pregame, but we will have live postgame for you guys after Bulls-Rockets on Sunday. In the meantime, read GOAT stuff if you haven't read it, allchgo.com. There's a lot of great stuff there. The Giddey exclusive from earlier this year, the 10 interesting stats through their first dozen games, all that stuff and more. Some of it just for you diehards. Allchgo.com is where you can find that. Will_Gottlieb is where you can follow him on the Twitter machine. And Blue Sky, same handle, yeah?
Just Will Gottlieb.
Just Will Gottlieb.
No punctuation.
Big Dave, I'll be at WL Sports. Big Dave, CHGO on Blue Sky.
That's correct.
There you go. I'm Bulls_Peck, Twitter. Bulls-Peck.
Oh,
they don't do underscores.
Fancy.
On Blue Sky, they don't do
How come you didn't go
underscores.
with Bow Sports?
Bow.
Somebody took it.
Somebody took it.
Yeah, it was already there.
Wow.
Was it C-Dub?
That's how awesome it was.
Was
No,
it C-Dub?
it was not. It was not.
Shout out C-Dub.
Shout out.
Thanks, as always, for the tireless efforts. Watch along and post game. Our queen on the controls, Katie Duffy.
I do want to tell you guys, I started a poll in post game here, like I promised all of our viewers in the watch along.
I love polls.
What kind of gum do you think Billy Donovan chews?
Okay.
Since we had a little chat about it.
Tell me mint one.
In the mint family, one with 34%.
Mm-hmm.
Bubblegum got 19%. Fruity got 25%. And then other with 22%.
Ooh.
Other.
What are the other kinds?
Cinnamon.
Oh, cinnamon?
Big red.
Okay.
Big red.
Big red.
What are we opening this up to Bertie Bott's every flavored beans from Harry Potter?
I don't know. Yeah. What else is there?
Man. I don't know. Chewing tobacco? I don't know what the flavor is, bro. I have no idea. Bazooka Joe.
Bazooka Joe. Oh, man.
Blow pop.
The gum that's just like a rock.
Right.
But
the comic is hilarious.
At least the comic is
okay with a comic, though.
not funny.
Here's my tooth.
All right, y'all. We're going to get out of here for tonight. Enjoy the start to your weekend. Thank you for watching postgame. Thank you for watching the watch along. If you were hanging out with us then, too, we appreciate it.
Nicotine.
There you go. Billy's stressed. That might help. As I said, we will be back for postgame following Bulls Rockets on Sunday. Enjoy your weekend until then.
Yes.
See you, Rep. Be good.
Go Bears.
Bear down.
Love.
We all silly like the mayor.